ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः आर्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वदनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरगः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि नः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। You all see the PDF file?
Yes, Ji.
Yes, Ji.
Okay. Shloka number 29. Shloka number 29. We will read the Sangati Bhashya. Durvignyeyah ayam prakritah atma
दुर्विज्ञेयः
अयं प्रकृतः
आत्मा
kim tvam eva yetum upalabhe
लभे
sadharane भ्रान्ति निमित्ते
साधारणे भ्रान्तिनिमित्ते
दुर्विज्ञेयः अयम् आत्मा इति
कथं दुर्विज्ञेयः अयम् आत्मा
इतः आह
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम्
आश्चर्यवत्
पश्यति कश्चिदेनम्
आश्चर्यवत् वदति तथैव चान्यः
आश्चर्यवत् वदति तथैव चान्यः
आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति
शृणोति
श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् My voice clear?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
दुर्विज्ञेयः अयं प्रकृतः आत्मा. So Bhashyakara, it connects, gives connection to this shloka by this sangati. This atma, it is durvigneyaha, dukkena gneyaha, gneya vishayaha, durbodaha, atma. This atma is difficult to No. This Atma, which is the subject matter, the topic under discussion. So Prakrita. Prakrita means the topic. Topic under discussion. Durvigneyaha iti. If it is Durvigneyaha, then how can you know it? Durvigneyaha means Atma is not available for comprehension using the normal methods. Using the normal methods. It means it is Shastrena Jnaya Vishayaha. Natu Pratyakshadi Pramanena. It is can be known only through Shastra. It is not available as an object for objectification. It is not like any other object. You can use the other pramanam, pratyakshari pramanam, and you can objectify or you can infer Atma. Therefore, it is Durvigneyaha. Here the object, there is no object. If at all object is there, the subject is the object. Therefore, it is Durvigneyaha. The very subject, in the presence of whom everything is objectified, that person, that subject is as though the object, subject matter. Therefore, Durvigneyaha. Eyes are there. Eyes can only see. Eyes can only objectify. What about Atma? Atma is not available for objectification for the eyes. Eyes cannot see. Ears cannot hear. You cannot touch. It's not available for touch. It is not available for touch, sparsha. You cannot conceive of Atma, Achintyaha. It is Achintyaha and it is not located anywhere. It has no form. It has no shape. It doesn't have avayava, so that if it undergoes changes, you can recognize. Doesn't have avayava, doesn't have parts, therefore doesn't have shape, doesn't have form. It is free from time and place. Therefore, they are not located in time. They are not located in any place. Therefore, Atma is not localized. Does it have guna? No, doesn't have any guna. It is the ashraya for all the gunas. And if there are many Atmas, then Atma can be recognized one among the many. There is no Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Veda. That is also not there. And it is the cause, causeless cause. Therefore, if it is a Karanam, and through the Karya, the Karanam can be known. But this Karanam doesn't have Karanam. It is not a Karya. It's not a Karya to know from the Karanam. It is the Karanam and it is the causeless cause. Doesn't have a Karanam. It is Anadi, it is Ananta. Therefore, Atma is Durvigneyaha iti. Kena Upanishad says the same thing in the beginning of the Upanishad itself. Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manaha, Shrotrasya Shrotram, ear of the ear, mind of the mind, eyes of the eyes. That is, in the presence of which ear is ear. Ear as the hearing capacity because of that, because of Atma. Mind is a mind because of Atma. Yad vachoha vacham savu pranasya pranaha chakshushah atimuchya dhiraha iti. Beginning itself, Kena Upanishad says, na tatta chakshur gacchati, na vad gacchati, no mano na vidmaha, na vijanimaha. Eyes cannot go, vak cannot reach, yato vacho nivartante. Vak and mind, they return back. They cannot objectify Atma. Therefore, it is Durvigneyaha. Yadvacha anabhyuditam yenavak abhyudyate tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yedidam upasate. Nedam yedidam upasate. It is not an object for you to recognize and do upasana. In manasana manute yena ahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yedidam upasate. Yet chakshusha na pashyati yena chakshugumshi pashyati. That cannot be seen with eyes, but it can see the eye, but it cannot be seen with the eyes. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam idam upasate. Iti again and again Upanishad says. Tatutvam eva iti vidhi na idam upasate. So if it is you, therefore it is not, therefore it is durvigneyaha. It is durvigneyaha. Objects can be objectified and understood. But here the Atma, which is Tvam, Tad Eva Tvam Brahma, therefore it is Durvigneyaha iti Bhashyakara says, Durvigneyaha Atma. The Atma which has been discussed starting from the 12th shloka onwards. Therefore, Kim Tvam Ekam Upalabe Sadharane Bhranti Nimitte. This Bhranti, with regard to Atma, there is a Bhranti. The Bhranti is the confusion. The confusion is because of the mistake, the error, taking Atma to be Anatma and Anatma to be Atma. There is a mutual superimposition, therefore, Bhranti, therefore there is a confusion because of Aviveka, because of Adhyasa. That which is Chaitanyam, which is Ananta, Anadi, is taken to be this Anatma Sharira, which is Santaha, which is Sadi. That's a Bhranti. Born with the Bhranti, we grow with the Bhranti. We grow with the Bhranti and we go away with the Bhranti. Therefore, it is Sadharana Vishaya. Loke Sadharana Vishaya, Bhranti. Therefore, Bhranti Nimitte. Bhranti Nimitte, Sadharane Bhranti Nimitte, with regard to this Bhranti, which is Sadharana, which is common in the Loka, Tvam Ekam Eva Kim Upalabe, why should I scold you? Why should I Upalabe, scold you alone? Because it is common. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, Bhagavan Krishna, he was trying to make Arjuna understand through the Adhyatmika Drishtya. Adhyatmika Drishtya, this Atma is Avyaya, it is Avikari, it is Avadhya. He was trying to teach Arjuna. Then Loka Drishtya api, Laukika Drishtya api, he was trying to teach. Now, having taught, even then it is Durvigneyaha. It is difficult to understand, difficult to comprehend, difficult to grasp, because the subject matter is like that. Therefore, out of compassion, Bhagavan Krishna says, Kim Tvam Eva Ekam Upalabe. Why should I criticize you alone? Upalabe. Labdhatu, Apmanipati. Upalabe. It is Uttama Purusha, Ekavachanam. Aham Upalabe. Upa plus Ang plus Labdhatu. Plus Atmanipati Pratyaya. Upalabe. Bhranti Nimitte Sadharane Upalabe. Sadharana means it is Lokika. Lokika Vishaya. Every common. It's a common thing. It is universal. It is not specific to you alone. This Ajnanam, it is born of the mistake, the error. It is common. It is universal. It is a capital with which we are born. Therefore, Sadharane Bhranti Nimitte, it is Saptami, Sati Saptami. Sadharane Bhranti Nimitte Sati, Aham Tvam eva ekam kim upalabhe. Why should I scold you alone? Why should I find fault, blemish with you alone with regard to this? Because it is durvigneya. Dukkhena vignatum vishayaha atma iti. Now, katam durvigneya. Why it is difficult to understand? Dukkhena vignatum vishayaha atma. Why it is said like that? That Bhagavan Krishna himself says. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschit yenam. That is one sentence. Ascharyavat vadati tata eva cha anyaha. Another sentence. Ascharyavat cha yenam anyaha shrunoti. Third sentence. Shrutva api yenam veda na veda cha eva kaschit. Last sentence. Every sentence has got the Kriya Padam. So, 4 Kriya Padams, therefore 4 sentences. So here, what Bhagavan Krishna says is, this Atma, it is Ascharya. The word Ascharya. Ascharya means wonder. Ascharya means wonder. Ascharyavat. Bhashyakara himself will explain this. Ascharyavat. Ascharyavat, the word can be interpreted in 2 ways. Ascharyavat. Ascharya means wonder. Why it is a wonder? Ascharya is wonder because of rarity. Anything is Ascharya. Ascharya means that is not available commonly. Ascharya. That is why it is Ascharya. Wonder. If it is commonly available, then it is not an Ascharya anymore. It is a Sadharana Vishaya. But it is not a Sadharana Vishaya. Ascharyavat, like a wonder. Kaschit, some people, someone. Kahachit, kaschit, pashyati. Kaschit, pashyati. They see this Atma as what? As wonder. Kaschit enam atmanam pashyati. Ascharyavat pashyati. This Atma, some looks upon this Atma as a wonder. Looks upon this Atma as a wonder. They appreciate this Atma like a wonder. Because it is a surprising thing for them. It is a surprising. That Atma Jnanam is a wonder. Therefore, when a person understands and appreciates this Atma, then it will be a wonder. Then for him, wonder will be there with regard to this Atma. Ascharyavat pashyati. Look upon Atma as a wonder. Why? Because so far the person, the Alpa Jivatma, has been thinking himself, has been considering himself as an insignificant person, an insignificant, incomplete, inadequate, and also a person, this papi, full of blemish, full of papa, fault, defects, with regard to this shariradi sangata, and also by one's talent, the personality, all the complexes the person had so far, up to the point that he did not appreciate Atma. He was thinking, he had certain self-image, self-esteem about himself, that it was very poor self-esteem. That was his idea about himself. But now the same person, he recognizes himself, himself to be the Atma, which is Jagat Karanam, Brahma. This Atma is Jagat Karanam, Brahma. मय्येव सकलं जातं मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं मय्येव सकलं याति तद ब्रह्म aham advayam iti. That when he looks upon the Atma as Brahma, the whole Jagat is nothing but myself, it has come from myself. Then what happens to this, the notion of being insignificant or incomplete? There is no place where he is not. There is no time when he was not, when he will not be. Therefore, all the notions of insignificance, it disappears that very moment when he recognizes Atma to be himself, which is Jagat Karanam Brahma. Therefore, it is a wonder. Therefore, it is a wonder. Even the very desire for moksha, the moksha icha itself is a wonder. Not that everybody has this desire, this moksha icha, and it is not a sadharana icha. Moksha icha, there are so many ichas, so many desires are there. But moksha icha is not a sadharana icha. Moksho me bhuyat iti icha. That is moksha. Moksha icha. It is not like vitteshana, putreshana. It is not like the ishana for vitta, putra, loka. This moksha is want to be free forever from the sense of wanting. It is the ultimate thing. Therefore, it is gaining Paramatma. It is not a sadharana icha. And in the Shankaranandiyam, he says, the author says, Yata Hanumataha Samudra Langanam Tadvat Atra Sarva Vishaya Ashapasham Nirdagya Moksha Icha Karanam Ascharyam iti. As the Hanuman who crossed over the ocean, Samudra Langanam, in one jump he crossed the ocean. It is a Ascharya Vishaya. The same way, Sarva Vishaya Asha Pasham Nirdagya, having burnt all the Vishaya, all the binding Asha Pasha, all the binding desires, the bondages, burning that, having this Moksha Icha, it is Ascharya Vishaya. And this Moksha Icha is why it is Ascharya? Ati Durlabatvat. Ati Durlabatvat Ascharyaha iti. That is why Bhagavan Krishna says in the Gita itself, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Only one among the thousands, they work for this moksha. Durlabam Treme Vaitata Devanugra Etukam. Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam. That Mumukshutvam is a rarity. Therefore, it is Ascharya Vishaya. And having that Mumukshutvam, gaining this knowledge, appreciating that Aham Brahma Asmi, the person Ascharyavat Pashyati Yenam Atmanam. This Atma, he looks upon this Atma as a great wonder. Similarly, Ascharyavat Vadati Tata, similarly, in the same way, Kaschit, another person, Anyaha is another person, Kaschit Vadati, Kim Vadati, Yenam Atmanam Ascharyavat Vadati. Tata eva Anyaha Ascharyavat Vadati cha. The same way, another person, he talks about this Atma as a wonder. He talks about Atma as the wonder. Who talks about this Atma as a wonder? The one who teaches, the teacher. The teacher talks about the Atma. He himself has the wonder. He himself wonder because he is communicating Atma which cannot be communicated. Yet vacha anabhiritam. That vacha, that which can be objectified by words. Vacha na abhyuditam. That the teacher communicates. That the teacher communicates. That which cannot be communicated. Therefore, it is a wonder. For the teacher, it also is a wonder. That cannot be communicated, but it has to be communicated. It cannot be communicated only through silence. It cannot be communicated only through silence. It has to be communicated in a way the students understand. Therefore, it is Ascharya Vishaya. Because we have not seen such Vishaya in the world. In the world, any teaching involves a subject matter, and the subject matter is available for objectification, therefore it can be taught. But here, the subject matter, which is not available for objectification. It's not available for objectification. It is not available for the words to objectify. That which cannot be objectified words, it has to be taught. And that the person who listens, he has to objectify through hearing. It's also not possible. It is shrotrena na shrunoti. Yena shrotram idam shrutam. Shrotrena na shrunoti. It cannot be, you cannot hear the Atma. Therefore, it is a wonder for the student also. The one who speaks is a student, and the one who speaks, that is a teacher. For the teacher, it's a wonder. The one who hears, for the student, it is also a wonder. Ascharyavat anyaha shrunoti. Second line. Shrunoti. Anyaha. Anyaha is the student or the person whoever listens to this Atma, hearing this about this Atma. Ascharyavat shrunoti. It's a wonder. In Kathopanishad we have seen. In Kathopanishad we have seen Shravanayapi Bhagavir Yonalabhyaha Shrinvantopi Bhagavo Yamna Vidyuhu Ascharyo Bhakta Kushalosya Labda Ascharyo Jnata Kushalanushishtaha. To understand and appreciate Atma is not an easy thing. You require a lot of punya. More punya is required to even to listen to Atma. Atma Jnana, that listening to Atma, one must have enough punya. And therefore, the teacher, coming across the teacher who can communicate the uncommunicable or incommunicable, you need a lot of punya. Even if you get the teacher, the student has to be prepared student. He has to qualify himself to listen to Atma Jnana. He should not try to objectify Atma. He should not try to gain the experience of Atma. Anubhava Vishaya. Atma is not an Anubhava Vishaya. Every Anubhava is because of Atma. Therefore, having the expectation to experience the Atma, objectify the Atma, then it will be a frustration for the student. Because it is not available as an object, it cannot be experienced. It is not a bhoga vishaya. It is not an object, unobjectifiable. Therefore, Shravanayapi Bhagavigi Yaha na labhyaha. Even though listening, after listening, this for many people, this Atma is not available. It remains an Ascharya Vishaya even after listening. In spite of listening, they don't understand. Shravanayapi Bhagavir Yonalabhyaha Shrinvantopi Bhagavo Yam, that is Atmanam, na Vidyuhu. They don't understand it even after listening. That is why it is Ascharya. Because there is a mistake then trying to objectify, trying to gain the Anubhava, Ascharya Vishaya. And there, Nachiketa further says, to get a teacher like you, the Yamadharma Raja, is not an easy thing. Ascharyo Bhakta Kushalosya Labda. Therefore, such an incommunicable Atma, teacher teaches and the students gains that. The teacher is Ascharyaha and the Shishya is Ascharyaha. Ascharyaha Vakta, the one who reveals the Atma, the teacher, is a wonder. And one who Labda, the discoverer, the student, it is also a wonder. And by the teacher, the student gains his Atma. That is also wonder. The teacher is wonder, the giver is wonder, the receiver is wonder, and what is taught, that is also wonder. Everything is wonder. Therefore, Ascharyavat. And Shrutva, having listened, then the student understands. Shrutva api na veda. Shrutva api, even after having listened, yenam atmanam na veda kaschit, na eva kaschit. Even after listening, they don't understand. Why? Because it is mistaken to be an object for experience. Therefore it is a rare thing. Therefore, it is a wonder. And to gain this knowledge and become free, that is the greatest wonder which can happen in one's life. Therefore, the one who sees the Atma, one who talks, one who listens, everything is rare, therefore wonder. Iti Bhagavan Krishna says. If everything is wonder, if Atma is not available as a subject matter, like any other subject matter for easy comprehension, then how to gain this? Tapasa Atma Darshanam. Tapas is important. This tapas, again in Kathopanishad we saw, Sukshmaya, Agraya, Buddhya. That gaining that Sukshma Buddhi, that is tapas, gaining through tapas. So, tapasa Atma Darshanam. Tileshu Tailam Dadani Vasartihi, Apasrotasu Aranishu Chagnihi, Evamatma Atmani Grigyate Asau, Satyenainam Tapasa Yonupashyati. Tileshu Tailam, in the tila, in the sesame seed, tailam is there. You don't see that oil in the sesame seed. But do you conclude it is not there? It is there. Similarly, you don't see in the dadi sarpi, you don't see butter in the buttermilk. Don't see. Similarly, you don't see water in the land. You have to dig to discover water. You don't see Agni in the fire. Araneshu Agnihi na drishyate. Similarly, Atma also. So therefore, tapasa only by tapasa Atma Darshanam. Since this is not known, therefore it is a wonder. This is a wonder for the people who even after listen to Shrutva api na veda. Therefore, it remains a wonder. Iti Bhagavan Krishna says. Now, we can read the Bhashyam. Ascharyavat iti.
Ascharyavat iti.
Ascharyavat. Ascharyam. Adrishtapurvam. Adbhutam. Akasmat drishyamanam. Tena tulyam. Ascharyam iva. Yenam atmanam. Pashyati kaschit. We will see this line first. Ascharyavat. Bhagavad Pada gives the meaning of the word Ascharyam. Ascharyam is equal to, first he will give the meaning of the word Ascharyam and then Ascharyavat. Ascharyavat, the pratyaya is added. Vatu pratyaya. And Vatu pratyaya is a Tadita pratyaya. Two meanings are possible. Bhashyakara himself will say, he will give two different meanings. First he explains the word Ascharyam. What is Ascharyam? Ascharyam is equal to Adrishta Purvam. Adrishta Purvam. Further it says it's equal to Adbhutam. Akasmat Drishyamanam iti. Now, Adrishta Purvam. Purvam means before. Drishta is that which is seen. Adrishta is that which is not seen, invisible. Adrishta. Adrishta Palam. We say the same way. Adrishta. Adrishta Purvam. That which is not seen before. It means that which is not experienced before. So anything can be called Ascharyam when it is not experienced before. If it is experienced before, then you will not call it an Ascharyam. It is a repeated experience. The repeated experience cannot be a wonder. It is not a subject matter for wonder. There is no Ascharyam in it because it is repeated. There is no rarity because it repeats itself. Therefore, no wonder. Therefore, it must be Adrishta Purvam, not seen, not experienced before. It's a first time experience. Therefore, it must be an extraordinary experience. So it must be a wonderful experience. That is why we call it as wonder. Therefore, this Atma Jnana, if it is already there, this Atma Jnana, anyway, this Atma Jnana is an exception. Even though you had before, even though, if at all, you are a Jnani and you have this Atma Darshanam, but still it will be a wonder. Still it will be a wonder. For a Jnani, it will remain a wonder because it dwells in that knowledge. For him, everything is Bhagavan's Vibhuti. It's a wonder. He appreciates as a wonder. That wonder is different. Anyway, here it is a wonder. Ascharya means Adrishta Purvam. Adbhutam. It is an extraordinary thing. Wonderful. Adbhutam is wonderful. Ascharya. Same meaning only. Akasma Drishyamanam. Drishir Dhatu. Drish Dhatu. And Shanach. Drishyamanam. Karmani. That which is seen. When it is seen? Akasmat. Akasmat means rarely. Not often. Not punah punaha. Rarely. Akasmat, rarely. Drishyamanam. Drishyamanam, drish means to see. So therefore, we can bring in other activities of these other sense organs. It is drishyamanam. It is not only for seeing, it is for hearing. Everything is first time. So drishyamanam, it is not that drishyamana means it is seen. It is seen. It is seen. So drish for the eye. Similarly for the ear it is hearing. So you can bring in other activities of the other sense organs. So akasmat, it is rarely. It is rarely seen. It is rarely heard. So therefore it is ascharya. Akasmat drishyamana. So that which is akasmat, na kasmat. Na vidyate kasmat yasminiti akasmat. Akasmat, rarely, by chance, by accident. By accident you come across that. So it is not a regular thing. Akasmat. Na vidyate kasmat yasminiti. Therefore akasmat. Akasmat drishyamanam, that which is seen. That which is seen by chance or by suddenly. You hear it suddenly. You recognize it suddenly. Something which is seen all of a sudden or by chance. That is called akasmat drishyamanam. Akasmat drishyamanam. Ashcharyam. Tena tulyam ashcharyavat. Tena tulyam. Tena is to that. Tulyam is equal to. So equal to that. That which is equal to that. Ashcharyavat. That vat pratyaya has a sense of tena tulyam. Tena tulyam. Tena tulyam vat. Vatu pratyaya. So Atma is Ashcharyavat. Atma is Ashcharyavat. Atma is comparable. It is comparable to Tulyam is similar, comparable to that wonder. That wonder that is which is not seen before, not experienced before, and it is Adbhutam. It is come across by chance. Akasma Drishyamanam Tena Tulyam. Anything which is not seen before, which is extraordinary, which is come across by chance, that has got wonder. Atma is similar to it. That's what the meaning. Tena tulyam. Atma is similar to that. First he gave the general meaning of Ashcharyavat, and then he says Tena tulyam. Equivalent to that, similar to that is this Prakritam Atmanam is Ashcharyam, wonder. Tena tulyam iti. Okay. Then Tena tulyam Ashcharyavat. Tulyam. Tulya Ashcharyam iva. Ashcharyam iva. Like the Ashcharyam. Vat. Here, Vat is in the sense of comparison. Okay. You have seen the Vat Pratyaya. Vat in the sense of Asya Asti. That Vatu Pratyaya, the sense of possession. But here it is not in the sense of the possession. It is in the sense of comparison. That is why Tena Tulyam. Equivalent to it, compared to it. So Ashcharyam iva. Therefore, Ashcharyam iva. Ashcharyam iva enam atmanam kaschit pashyati. So people see this Atma or this knowledge as an extraordinary thing, because it is Akasma Drishyamanam, it is Adbhutam, it is Adrishta Purvam. Therefore, as a thing which is seen for the first time or which is not experienced before, which is come across suddenly, you will have wonder. That type of wonder you will have for the Atma. The type of wonder if a person has for Atma, then Ashcharyavat enam Atmanam Saka Pashyati, we can say. That is what the meaning of this line. Then the second line. Ashcharyavat
Ashcharyavat
Enam vadati tathaiva cha anyaha.
Yenam vadati tathaiva
Chanyah.
Okay. Ashcharyavat, like the Ashcharya, the same. The previous meaning we have to take. Tena tulya. Tena tulya. Ashcharyavat. Yenam atmanam vadati. Previously pashyati, now vadati. Kaha vadati? Acharya vadati. So, vadati. Tathaiva cha anyaha vadati. Anyaha vadati. So here, vadati, the teacher, just like tatayeva, just like that is before. Anyaha, some other, talks of vadati, talks about this self, like a wonder. They need not be a teacher also, but it can be anybody. For them, this Atma is a wonder. He talks about the Atma like a wonder. Therefore, here the those who come to know about the Atma, that is even the students, they need not become a teacher. They need not become a teacher. they come to know about the Atma, but they remain, they are students and they need not become a teacher. So therefore, this, not that the this teaching is required for the moksha. If teaching is there, if you know, then you share. If you know Atma, then you share with others. And also you can decide not to share also. That is up to you. You can decide not to share. But our Shastram says, if you know, you share. If you know, you share with others. And that you can share as a teacher only when you know Atma, when you have this Atma. And for you, the one who knows the Atma, it is a wonder. It is a wonder. For the person who knows the Atma, who has this Jnanam, for him it's a wonder. And for the person who doesn't know this Atma, but he has heard, that remains a wonder also. So, Ascharyavat Vadati, Vadati, when we say, it can refer to the person, the teacher, the one who has Atma Jnanam, for him is a wonder. And for the one who doesn't have this knowledge, but still for him, this Atma will remain a wonder. It is not gained, therefore it's a wonder. For the first one, it is gained, therefore it is a wonder. For the second one, it is not gained, therefore it is a wonder. So whether it is for the teacher or for the other person, need not be a student, anybody else, it remains a wonder. So Ascharyavat Vadati Tata Evacha Anyaha. Then Ascharyavat
आश्चर्यवत्
Ascharyavat Cha
आश्चर्यवत् च
Anyaha Enam Anyaha Shnoti.
येनम् अन्यः
शृणोति
Enam Anyaha Shnoti. The others, they listen. They listen to this as a wonder. So here it is you can take it as a student. You can take this as the student, the hearer, whether it is student or anybody who hears the Atma. He hears it for the first time, therefore it is a wonder. Therefore, for it, whether he understands or not, but it is a wonder because it is Adrishtapurvam, first time he is hearing, therefore it is a wonder. Then the next line, Shrutva,
श्रुत्वा
Drishtva,
दृष्ट्वा
Uktva, Uktva api enam, Atmanam, Vedana cha eva kaschit. So this Atma, which is a wonder for the Bhakta, for the Shrota. Now, Shrutva, the Bhakta, he teaches. And the Shrota, he listens. Shrutva api is there in the shloka. Shrutva api. Shrutva is Drishtva, Uktva api. Shrutva api yenam vedana eva kaschit. Shrutva is Drishtva, Uktva. So even after hearing, even after seeing, even after seeing, Uktva api, even after it talk about this Atma, kaschit yenam na veda. Kaschit na veda. Some people, they never know, they never understand this Atma. And this line we can explain in two ways. That is, Shrutva api, even after listening, this Atma is not understood. Because it is attempted to be known as a Vijnaya Vishaya, as an object. Because there is a certain orientation with regard to any subject matter of knowledge. with regard to any subject matter, for knowledge, there is an attempt to objectify it. That is the orientation, general orientation people have, students have. So, therefore, even after listening, this Atma is not understood. Shutva api na Veda. Veda is Kriyapadam. Veda here with Dhatu, Kriyapadam. Veda is Kriyapadam. And the second meaning is Shutva, Drishtva, Uktva, Api, Na Veda. The second meaning, if you take, here the second meaning we can take it as a Atmagyani. The first one is not an Atmagyani. The hearer who is not an Atmagyani, he hears but he doesn't understand because of his orientation to objectify Atma. Therefore, he doesn't understand. And the second meaning we can take with regard to an Atmagyani, this Atma, he doesn't know this Atma in the normal sense. This Atma, which can never become an object of knowledge. It can never become an object of knowledge for the person, for the Jnani. It can never become an object of knowledge for him. Therefore, he doesn't know Atma. That is, he doesn't know Atma in the sense that Atma not an object of knowledge. Atma as an object of knowledge is not known to him. It means he knows that Atma is not available for objectification like any other object. Therefore, he knows Atma. That meaning also we can take. That is, a Jnani understands that Atma, he knows Atma not as an object. If it is not an object, then you cannot talk about it. It is achintyaha. It is achintya vishaya. Therefore, you cannot express it. You cannot talk about it. When you cannot talk about it, then you cannot hear it. Therefore, for Ajnani also, it is, the line can be explained for Ajnani, the line can be explained for Jnani also. For Ajnani, because of his orientation for objectification, even after listening, he doesn't know. For Jnani also doesn't attempt to know it as an object, even after hearing. It means he knows it is himself. Therefore, he doesn't attempt to objectify and know. Therefore, he doesn't know in that way. That meaning also can be given. So, two meanings are possible for this line. Chutva api enam vedana paschite. The verse itself yields for different interpretation. It is a one. The verse talks about Atma as a wonder for its difficult to comprehend. That is a wonder. That is from the standpoint of an Ajnani. From the standpoint of Jnani, it is a wonder because that which is not available for Pratyakshadi Pramanam, the Jnani knows. It doesn't know through Pratyakshadi Pramanam. Therefore, it is a wonder. So, for both from the standpoint of Ajnani, from the standpoint of Jnani, Atma remains a wonder. But that is a huge difference. So therefore, from that standpoint also, we can explain this line. Then the next line. Atava yaha ayam atma.
ayam
Atmanam. Okay. Yaha ayam atmanam. Saha ascharyatul
सः आश्चर्यतुल्यः
यो वदति यः च शृणोति
शृणोति
सः अनेक सहस्रेषु कश्चित् एव भवति अतः दुर्बोधः आत्मा इति अभिप्रायः. So here, Ascharyavat, the word vat is said can be given two meanings. One, the first meaning is Tena Tulyaha. The second meaning is just tulyaha. Tena tulyaha. Second one, tulyaha. Atava, or ayam prakritam atmanam. This atmanam, yaha pashyati. The one who sees. Saha ascharya tulyaha. The atma, the one who sees, ascharya tulyaha. Ascharyavat pashyati is there. So ascharyavat pashyati, ascharyavat shrunoti. Therefore, saha ascharya tulyaha bhavati. He is a rare person. Such an atmagyani is a rare atmadarshi. Yaha atmanam pashyati. Atmanam pashyati. The one who sees. Saha atmagyani, atmadarshi. Saha ascharya tulyaha is an ascharya. He is not compared to something. He itself is a wonder. Ascharya tulyaha is a rare person. So in that sense, what is used? Ascharya tulyaka bhavati. Yaha pashyati saha ascharya tulyaka bhavati. Yaha vadati saha api ascharya tulyaka bhavati. The one who speaks about Atma is also ascharya tulyaha. Why? Upanishad says, na vidmo na vijanimaha itaidat anushishyat iti. So, ascharyo bhakta kushalo silabda. Kathopanishad. The speaker is a wonder. The speaker of Atma is a wonder. Therefore, ascharya tulyaka bhavati. Yaga vadati. Yaga pashyati. Saga ascharya tulyaha. Yaga shrunoti. Sagapi. Sagapi ascharya tulyaha. That is the students who hear. They are wonderful. So, tulya is used in that sense. Here, what is used in the sense of tulya. So, not only the ones who speaks, the hearer also, it is tulya ascharyavat shrunoti. Saha aneka sahasreshu. Yaga shrunoti. Saha, the one who hears. The one who hears about this Atma. Saha shishyaha. Saha shishyaha. Purushaha. Aneka sahasreshu kaschideva bhavati. Such a person is only one among the sahasra, the thousands. It is only among the thousands. Because he understands. He understands. Therefore, he is ascharya tulyaha. He understands, gaining the atmajnanam from the teacher. Having a teacher who has this atmajnanam is ascharya tulyaha. And from the mouth of the teacher, the student hears and gain this jnanam. That is also ascharya tulyaha. Therefore, shishyaha api, guru api, both are ascharya tulyaha. And this such type of students, people, aneka sahasreshu kaschideva bhavati, only one among the thousands of people. Manishyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye, even one among 1,000 only attempt to know, attempt to understand Atma. Therefore, ascharya tulya. The person itself is ascharya. Ataha durbodhaha iti abhiprayaha. Because it is ascharya. Why we say ascharya? Because this Atma, which is durbodhaha. Durbodhaha, it is dukkhena bodhum vishayaha. It is difficult to understand, difficult to know. It is difficult to know, then why should we study? It is difficult to know in the sense that it is not available as an object. That's why it is difficult. Since it is not available as an object, therefore it is difficult. But it is not difficult really. It is not available for other pramana. Therefore it is difficult. It is available only for shastram. Shastrena eva avagantavyam. Therefore it is not difficult. When taught by the right teacher, Shrotriya Brahmanishta, and when the student is qualified, then it is not difficult. It being you, then what is difficult? Therefore there is no difficulty. Ataha Durbodha Atma. When you try to understand Atma as an object, then it is Durbodha. Iti Abhiprayaha. This is the idea conveyed by this shloka. Therefore, the next shloka, and for that, Sangati can read. Ata idanim
अत इदानीं
prakaranartham
प्रकरणार्थम्
upasamharan brute.
उपसंहरन् ब्रूते
Upasamhara. He started the topic, Bhagavan Krishna, a particular topic, it's Atma. Now he is going to conclude. Not that he's not going to talk some other topic, he's going to that, but now this topic, that is starting from the first 11th shloka onwards, he has then talked about the Atma, the Viveka, and Atma Viveka. All these things have been talked about. Now that particular topic is going to wind up. That is, in this shloka is going to wind up the topic of Atma Viveka. Then it's going to continue to talk about Anatma, but it will be a different the subject matter. So this subject matter is concluded here. Therefore, Upasamhara, closing, concluding. Ata idanim. Therefore, Ata idanim, now. Ata, hereafter, now. Bhagavan Brute says, Prakaranartham Upasamharan. Having concluded this topic, this Prakarana, Brute, he says, what does it say? Dehi nityamavadhyoyam.
देहि नित्यमवध्योऽयम्
Dehe sarvasya bharata.
देहे
सर्वस्य भारत
Tasmat sarvani bhutani.
तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि
Natvam shochitum harhasi.
नाहं शोचितुमर्हसि
Bharata, hey Bharata. Bhagavan Krishna addresses Arjuna, hey Bharata. Sarvasya dehe, in all the deha, the sharira. In all the deha, the sharira. Dehi is the Atma. That which has a deha is called dehi. That which has a sharira is called shariri. You would have heard the word ashariri. In those days, ashariri is the sound comes from the Akasha. Like the Kamsa heard that sound, that the 8th child of Devaki will kill him. Ashariri. Ashariri. Sharira not there, but sound he heard. That's why it's called ashariri. Ashariri, that which doesn't have a body. Only that sound. Body is not there, but sound can be heard. Therefore it is ashariri. Here, shariraha asya asti shariri. Degaha asya asti dehi. The one which has body. Body means not that it is located in the body. Dehi, shariri, when we say that body is in the presence of which, that is not there, body is not there. What is that? That is Atma. Dehi means Atma. Atma, degaha asya asti, iti dehi. That which has deha. But Atma cannot have deha. If Atma has deha, then that's a problem. Deha is being nitya. Clay doesn't have pot. Clay doesn't have pot. Pot is nothing but clay. So pot is nothing but clay. Therefore, you cannot say that clay as the pot. You can say clay as pot with a particular perspective, you can say. Without pot, clay continues to be. So pot is because of clay. That we have to understand. So dehi shariri, when you say that dega asya asti, means it is not something I have. I have mobile. Mobile is a possession. Mobile asya asti. Mobile, I have mobile. It's a possession. No, like that, Atma doesn't possess the body. It is not a possession. Because of Atma, Deha is. Therefore, Dehi. The Dehi word has to be understood properly. So here Dehi refers to Atma. And this Atma is Nityam. It is Avadhyaha. it is indestructible. This Atma, hey Bharata, Sarvasya Dehe, in all the bodies, it is Asti. And this Atma is Nityam, it is Vadyaha, it is indestructible. Tasmat, therefore, Sarvani Bhutani, Natvam Shochitum Argasi. With regard to all the beings, Tvam na Shochitum Argasi. You don't deserve, you ought not to grieve with regard to all the beings. Iti Krishna says, we will see, read the Bhashyam in the next class. So we stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari
Om.
Shri
Gurubhyo Namaha.
Hari Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.